Cristiano Ronaldo is back at Manchester United. He was there today for a meeting with Erik ten Hag, and the word is that he wants to be professional. Ten Hag publicly is stating that he wants to keep him, but are Man United at the first hurdle going to damage the cultural rebuild, the behavioral rebuild, the eradication of player power at the very first hurdle? In fact, are Manchester United going to absolutely bottle it with Ronaldo? Jorge Mendes has been courting Europe's top clubs regarding Cristiano Ronaldo, but there were no takers until Atletico Madrid swayed a little. They said they would consider it, but only if he could be delivered on a cut price salary and no fee. That's what's being stated in relation to Cristiano Ronaldo and his pending exit. The rumors are from the leading journalists around Europe that Ronaldo wants to leave. Yes, he's going to sit down with Erik ten Hag and have a meeting, but Ronaldo wants to leave. Ronaldo wants to go. Ronaldo wants to get out of Manchester United Football Club. There was a bit of a rumor recently that Man United were going to talk about extending the player's contract. That's all been rejected now. They're not going to extend his contract and send him out on loan. They want to get to a resolution. They want to resolve this matter. They want it done and dusted. And it's become a situation that's become a little bit farcical. And I'm not one to overly defend Man United, but the reason it's dragged on so long hasn't really been Manchester United's fault per se, okay, in the short term anyway. The reason that Ronaldo's still here is because they can't find him a club. No one wants to buy him. Nobody wants to pay him the wages. Nobody sees him as worth buying out of the contract that he has with Man United, which, by the way, is actually 2 years. There's still a year extension on the end of this first year. Nobody wants to buy him. Now, Ronaldo was included in the Man United pre-season tour debrief. He flew back in a private jet from Madrid on Monday evening and has underlined that he will be professional but still wants to go. The problem is with this, he hasn't been professional. He hasn't been professional. He should have been on pre-season tour. He is now not ready for the start of the season. He is nowhere near integrated and understanding the system of the new manager. And Man United at the first hurdle, the first summer of trying to establish the new regime, the rebuild, etc., could be about to give a message to the lesser players, the younger players, and everybody else in the squad that as long as you are good enough, as long as you've got a big enough name, you can do whatever it is you want. And that's my fear here. And I say that's my fear because I understand the pros and cons. Ronaldo will score goals for Man United next year. I had a Man United fan say to me earlier on today, and I want to get what he said right, actually. I'm actually going to get it up on the screen for you. I think it's important that there are different sides to this. Because I think from my point of view, I'm looking at this as a worry, not the short and the long, short term of not keeping Ronaldo. I kind of get and understand all of that. I tweeted earlier on today that it's a circus. Sir Alex Ferguson and Brian Robson being brought in to speak to Ronaldo. That was the news this morning. There's been a little bit of PR guff since then that they were there for a completely different reason. But you all know me, I don't buy that type of nonsense. I don't. This is what Danny Devil in the Details had to say. And I kind of get this point here. But this is what he said. He went, we are United fans. Were United fans embarrassed when Sir Alex Ferguson asked Ronaldo to stay in 2008? Honestly, this Man United should be embarrassed by every narrative is getting tiring. If Ten Hag wants him to stay at the club should do everything to keep him. We may not like it. It is what it is. And I understand that. But I'm talking about the fact that I think new precedents need to be set at the club. Asking Rooney and Ronaldo to stay in 2008 and 2011 respectively was different. We were winning Premier League titles. Those players still had a long future ahead of them. Rooney's probably towed off more than we thought he was going to. She try and make him stay. But we are talking about a 37 turning 38-year-old player. We're talking about a guy that has essentially decided to not go on preseason tour. Unless some new information and new facts come out that prove why he wasn't there was legitimate, he has stayed away while him and his team have tried to force a move away. That, for me, is too unprofessional. We are the same fan base who are raging with Anthony Martial's agent for looking for a new club for him. We're the same fan base who were outraged that Paul Pogba's agent was consistently looking for a new club for him. I'm just keeping the same energy. I don't care if you're Ronaldo. I don't care if you're Sir Bobby Charlton. If your actions are not going to deliver the best outcomes for Man United, I don't want to see it. And we're not in a good place. And I think this is the context that's missing here. We are not in a good place. We are not in a good scenario. We are not in a situation where we can just brush it under the carpet, resolve the problem, give him a bit of extra money. There needs to be some sacrificial moments in these early stages, in my opinion. There has to be. Ronaldo cannot gallivant around Europe with his team, either in person or via Zoom, and speak to Chelsea, one of our domestic rivals, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, anyone with Champions League football. He would have spoke to anybody. If Man City came in for him right now, he'd go and talk to them. If Liverpool came in for him right now, I'm telling you, Ronaldo would go and play for him. Now, I'm not suggesting that's right or wrong. He's allowed to do what he wants. But Man United have got to put their own interests first. Now, I understand Danny's point. Well, if Ten Hag wants him, that is putting Man United's interests first. I disagree with it. I think you should absolutely hang him out to dry. There should be a point-blank decision made today. If you want to be professional, Ronaldo, if you want to make amends, if you want to be here, tell us. But you stop looking for another club. If you were going to be part of this team from today, your agent stops talking to other clubs. And if we get one whiff that you're talking to other clubs, one whiff, you're riding the bench. We'll play a kid over you. We will bench the great Ronaldo. The club needs to be stronger than him. People will go, he can't do that to Ronaldo. Why not? Nobody should be bigger than our football club. And Ronaldo here is probably bearing the brunt of 9-10 years of mediocrity here. And what I mean by that is we've allowed players to rule the roost. We've allowed players who are not Ronaldo and nowhere near Ronaldo's level to dictate the way we operate as a football club. Their Twitter following and their Instagram following has often dictated and overridden the wishes and wants of managers. And all of these behaviours of what left Man United in the situation and in the state that we're in. Now, as I said earlier, a lot of people are now claiming, oh, you know what, actually, you know, Fergie wasn't there to speak to the player. That's just sort of a misconception. I don't believe it. I believe that Fergie and everybody that was there today, it was a show of power. It was a show of power to go, listen, we still want you. We still want you, need you here. And even that, there's something about it don't sit right with me. And maybe I'm not explaining it in the right way. Maybe it's not hitting home. But I just feel when you set these precedents, when you set these examples in an already broken, in an already dysfunctional situation, I feel like you're maybe throwing a little bit, just a little bit of fuel onto the fire. Maybe, just maybe, you'd be better served turning around and saying, do you know what, mate? And maybe there's one last chance. Like I've said, you stop looking now and you can come back. You know what? If you keep looking elsewhere, I don't want you part of the team. I don't want you here. And I know that's a waste of money. And I'm someone that's always advocating to not waste money, not waste money, not waste money. But I think in the long term, it sends the right message. It sends the message that actually, maybe, just maybe, maybe, just maybe, Man United are going to grow a backbone again. Maybe, just maybe, Man United are going to put the club's interests first. Maybe, just maybe, Manchester United are going to wield the axe at a star player. The irony in it is this. Fergie would have done it. Fergie, as regularly in his Man United career, dropped and got rid of important players, captains, sometimes our best players, our best strikers, captains, the best. He got rid of the best centre-back in the world because of a dodgy comment in a book. And now we can have a player go AWOL for 6, 7, 8 weeks, and we're not going to get rid of him. And I know there's a generation that don't like, oh, why are you always going back to the past, Terry? Because when we were great. I'm telling you now, if Mo Salah didn't turn up to training or preseason, Klopp would have him gone. If KDB didn't turn up to training all summer, didn't go on the preseason tour, and said, I'm going to play professionally, but I'm still between now and the end of the summer going to be looking for a move away, Pep would say, on your bike a bit. Now, yes, they're in a privileged position because they're still going to challenge the titles with or without those players. But they got to that point by behaving in that way. It's a prerequisite. You need it from the beginning. And Ten Hag, listen, maybe, I think, by the way, I think Spin, I don't even believe that in his heart of hearts, Ten Hag's like, listen, guys, let's do whatever we can to keep him, even if we have to roll over and let him tickle our bellies. I think he's going to give him ultimatums. I think he will give him ultimatums like I'm suggesting. Because Ten Hag knows what winning is about. And so much of it is the culture, the discipline, the togetherness of your squad. And a squad that's happy and harmonious without Ronaldo will perform better than having Ronaldo in your team who doesn't really want to be there. For me, it's wrong. I think we're making a mistake here by rolling out the red carpet. And I don't care. He'll go, they weren't there for that reason. I don't believe it. Ultimatum to Ronaldo. You 100%, you stop looking for another club. You dedicate yourself to us. You've got a contract. We ain't selling you. Or you completely get out of here now. We don't want to see you around. We don't want your attitude here. We don't want I want to be somewhere else. We want that gone because we want a good, harmonious situation. That's the ultimatum. We make it. And we allow Ronaldo to go and do whatever it is he needs to do from that point. Because for me, and maybe this is just PTSD. Maybe this is just the past making me fearful. I don't know. But there's something about this that stinks. And I really hope we don't bottle it.